Hello, and welcome to Built by People, a DFL podcast that delivers some topical industry insight with a hint of fun, chatting about all things highway infrastructure and the built environment. I'm your host, Richard Jackson. Let's get straight into it.
Hello, Rich.
Hello, Ryan.
What's going on here then?
What is going on here? We are, I think, at the start of the podcast series.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. I don't know how, well, I say I don't know how we got here. I do know how we got here. Without going on too much, a couple of our great Lamp Academy guys said, why don't DFL have a podcast? And here we are, delivering what is the start of a podcast, I guess.
Yeah. That's really exciting.
Is it? Will our industry cope with this?
I think this is what the industry really needs.
Deep down inside, I feel it's something the industry needs.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm getting old and just feel change doesn't happen. But then on the flip side of it, I do also sit there and think, be the change.
Yeah.
So I guess here we are doing the podcast.
Yeah, here we are. So how do you see it working?
That is a good question. Like all great ideas, it's in here somewhere in my mind. But I think, well, I guess the start is we've got to name the podcast. And the whole thought around the podcast was how we get the voices of the industry out to the industry, and not just the lighting or highway electrical industry, the wider infrastructure industry. Coupled with that, we've got an AI boom, innovation, the next gen, if we can call them that, always talk about work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
But that led me to think that actually, when you think about it, we don't talk enough about what we do, and everything that is led through AI, innovation, tech, starts with human interface. So for me, I thought we needed to get that point across. Everything is built by people.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I was going to actually name check Kelly Smith on this, because she tagged me in a LinkedIn post the other day, and it's a really great image. And it talks about we design everything, we build everything. Everything we do starts with a human interaction. And I guess that's where I'm at with this, that this is a, built by people podcast where we talk to the people that build things ultimately in the infrastructure.
Yeah, that's super exciting. That is really exciting. So in terms of, are you going to be the next Jonathan Ross? Is it going to be a Graham Norton style type thing? What's the format? What's the format?
Oh, that is a good question. Do you not know the format?
I don't know anything about the format. No.
What I do know is that I want it to be conversational. I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
I want people to learn from it, but not necessarily the typical learning, technical details and stuff like that. There's so many great people in our industry. When you think about, like sales directors, chief executives, charities that work within our industry, you've got the LIA, the ILP, the HEA, their CEOs. So, to be fair, I would suggest that all three of them CEOs are relatively new CEOs in our universe of lighting and highway electrical.
Yeah.
Previous CEOs have done 7, 8, 9, 10 years, stuff like that. So get to know them, talk to them. But I think a real passion for me on it is bringing the next gen on as well. People that maybe don't have a platform or don't have a voice.
Yeah.
To get them on, talk to them, to see what the older generation can learn from them, but equally transitions to the younger generation can learn from the older generation, podcast and stuff like that. But definitely 100% it's to have a bit of fun. And where it goes, I guess time will tell.
When's it all happening? When what's the timescales? Launching? Is this?
That's a good question. This is it. This is the launch. I think.
Okay. Wow.
You know, Ryan, when we talk about business, you can plan perfection forever and never make any progress. And a couple of things happened in the last couple of weeks that some people listening, if anyone's listening, first episode, prompted us to move quicker on it. So, as I say, a week on, here we are recording this intro element to it so we can get to know the podcast. I think we will record and release maybe monthly, bi-weekly, but it all depends on the appetite of what people want from this and the traction it gains. But I guess that leads on to a different area. So if you think about now, where we're talking about launching a podcast and kind of having an idea where we want it to go, I've previously had my role as president of the HEA, and we spoke about next gen. I've seen all the great YLP things that are being done. Everyone's
Mhm.
doing great things for the next generation. I'm happy to hand this over. Like, yes, this is DFL delivering a podcast, but this is not for DFL exclusive. This is an
Mm.
industry podcast. So I just want to grow something with the team, get the rest of the team on, so people can meet the team. Engineering historically has been engineers don't show their colours a lot of the time, if that's a fair thing to say. And I just want to get them personalities across. You and I
Mm.
both know we look after the sales and marketing within DFL. And we
Yeah.
work with these great people day in, day out, but they don't
Yeah.
often get enough opportunity to get out and about, or our clients to meet them and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a springboard, I guess. The direction it goes, I want it to be around people and topics of discussion for, industry and stuff like that. But I don't want people to see that as closed industry, lighting or highway electrical. It's infrastructure industry. It'd be great to reach out into, other skills and disciplines and bring them on
Okay.
and talk to them. So,
Yeah.
our industry can learn from other industry of what their headaches or challenges are, or what they
Yeah.
come up against.
Bit of thought leadership, thought provoking conversation, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that. And a
Okay.
bit of
Yeah.
fun. Like,
Yeah.
it always amazes me when we do our day to day, we price the works, we deliver the works, we're talking to people doing this. It's only at certain events in the year when you're like the Highway Electrical Annual Conference that we do a lot, the ILP summits that we do. You see this great cluster of people come together, but then you go for a month or two with maybe not seeing, speaking, or I just want to
Yeah.
try and build something that shares experience and gets people to know people before just turning up to an event. And I genuinely believe, and I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent now, and I feel a bit silly because I'm self promoting myself, but it was a really poignant moment at the HA conference last year where I have no doubt people bonkers stuff I put on social media.
Yeah.
People come up to you and it breaks a barrier. They
Mm.
talk to you, say, I saw your post. And
Yeah.
that's what I want this to do on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I'm quite comfortable posting rubbish on social media all the time. Yes, I'm doing it for interaction, but I'm also trying to break down barriers. So when
Mm.
I'm out and about and someone comments on something, yeah, it's building a lead or an opportunity for me to engage in. But on a personal development perspective, particularly for the younger generation, that they can build their personal brands and social presence just to create an opportunity for people to get to know people, create opportunity, and I'll keep coming back to it, have a bit of fun.
I love it. I'm on board.
There you
I'm in.
go.
I guess there's only one thing to say then, isn't it? It's a case of watch this space. DFL built by people.
Yeah, DFL built I can't even get it right. DFL built by people. What I would say is, tables turned. We've now got our first guest on the podcast, Ryan. How does it feel to be the first guest on the podcast?
Oh, I'm honoured to be the first guest on the podcast. Thank you for having me on.
Now,
It's it's very strange when you sit in the chair and the microphone's in front of you and the cameras are there and you go, oh, don't be a robot, don't be a robot. So,
and that's one of the things I want to break down is like
yeah,
that it just goes into conversation. Now,
yeah.
one of the things I really want to talk to you about is ban the bulkhead, but we're not going to talk about that today because I think that's a
Okay.
whole episode in its own right.
Don't think we've got enough time today for that, have we?
But just quickly, I'd say quickly, take as much time as you want, but I can't deliver a 6-hour podcast. They'll obviously not listen. Tell us about your route into the industry and what led you to DFL so people can understand.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to be really cliche now, why the light bulb came on your head.
So from a really early age, I'm gonna go all out here and really spill the beans because there's not many people that know this. But did you ever know the Matthew Kelly TV show on a Saturday night, Stars in Their Eyes? You might have like caught it.
Yeah.
So I was about 6 or 7 at the time, and we used to watch that on a Saturday night. Me and my sister, my mum and dad, and I would be sat in the corner of the living room pretending to do the lights on stage.
This is amazing.
And from there, it just skyrocketed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I sort of got into doing like like mini discos and things like that when I was at like school age. I did the school discos, bought my own lights set up and sound desk, and I had all the music and everything. And then what's this 10-year-old doing the school disco for? But I absolutely loved it. And it was great banter in the playground. And they're like, oh, it's DJRC, DJRC.
There's nicknames coming out now.
Yeah, completely. There's something about this chair. It just unleashes, it's like
Power
got
chair.
some like truth serum in it or something. But so from then, all through school, I was involved in like stage crew and stuff like that for the pantomimes. I never really wanted to be in front of camera. I always wanted to be behind camera, behind the scenes, making stuff happen. So
just quickly on that, you know, you're in front of
I know.
Good.
I know. Some things you just got to embrace and roll with it. Yeah, I'm ready. But no, I did a lot of the lighting design for a lot of the school plays and shows, and then got involved in the Theatre Royal down in Plymouth. Got involved in lighting young company productions and stuff that they would put on. So I went to a set design group on a Wednesday night after school, and it was great because everybody in there wanted to like do like all the scenic painting and wanted to build steps and all the rest of it and like build the actual what it looked like on stage. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm cool doing the lighting. And they were like, we've never had anybody before that wanted to do the lighting. Crack on. So we did that, and then I went and studied lighting design and technology at uni for 3 years, and that really set me off on a path of initially wanting to be touring with Lady Gaga, but that's not as that's not as exciting as it's cracked up.
I'm trying to think how we've equally offered you opportunity like that at DFL. I don't even think we can stretch to Lady Gaga.
Oh, it's all right, Rich. It's okay. I don't mind being your roadie. But no, during that second year of uni, we got into environmental lighting design, and I could really see how you could make much more of a difference through lighting within the environment and making sure that that's done responsibly and environmentally responsibly, that it's considerate of nature, and also, you know, creates an evening space and ambience where people feel like they want to be there and enjoy it, and kind of promotes that, we say, feeling of safety, perception of safety, all that kind of thing. It's everything that goes into lighting the nighttime environment, and that's where I found my passion. Did my sort of dissertation actually in LED street lighting and the rollouts of LED and things to look out for and bits and pieces like that, which is kind of a fairly hot topic in the industry now, really, sort of fast forwarding on nearly 14 years, I think it is. So yeah, I've graduated from uni and was really fortunate enough to walk straight into a role at DFL. I was offered a role as a lighting engineer, sort of straight out uni, and the rest is history, really. Say I won't look back. So that's me. That's how I ended up where I am.
And I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Our goal with this is to build something for the whole industry to feel a part of. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop a comment with any thoughts or suggestions for future episodes. You've been at DFL, I do know this, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah.
And do you know why I should know this?
Because you got married the week that I started.
That is correct. Yeah. That's why I was panicking slightly going, if my wife ever hears this and I can't remember, I'm in trouble. So. And
brilliant.
You know, it's great that you've been at one business for that period of time. And I think that's testament to your hard work, everything you do. You're now out on the road, shall we say, with me in terms of the sales, marketing and BD of what we're looking at. What's been the absolute highlight across the 10 years? Best project or best moment in or out of work, with work? Like, what have you enjoyed the most?
I mean, it's been it's been an incredible 10 years, to be completely honest with you. I think highlight is probably winning the sort of Good Lighting Award from the Commission for Dark Skies for Dorothy House. That was a really, really tough project. Quite early on in my sort of career, to be honest, and kind of going up against residents with pitchforks and stuff, and sort of trying to get the message across that it won't be like Wembley at the end of your driveway. And then when it was all commissioned, eventually being granted planning, and those same residents came up and went, "Oh, sorry about that. That looks all right." And then getting the Dark Skies Award for that was, I think that I'd say a really good project highlight for me. because it's been dear to my heart for years, that environmentally responsible
Yeah.
kind of approach to lighting.
No, it has been a great project for DFL, hasn't it?
So
And I guess the flip side, what's been the hardest or toughest thing at DFL?
um,
You want me to tell you that?
I, yeah, I, I I would say a lot of the sort of the moments that you would class as tough at DFL have been more on that journey of self-discovery and kind
Yeah.
of working out, oh, I kind of got that wrong or kind of got this wrong. Um, Probably the way that I think I'm quite an emotional person, to be honest, and a lot
I
of what I do
noticed.
carries a lot of emotion behind it. And I think the one thing that I probably wish I got a little bit better in my earlier days was to be less emotively involved in things. But I think that's all part of the journey that
Yeah,
everybody goes
definitely.
on, isn't it?
And I think one of the things I would say to you on that is we've all been there. And one of the
Mm,
things I've learned, particularly in recent years, I had, everything last year in terms of me losing weight, this, that, the other journeys of
mm,
self discovery that you talk about. The one thing I would say is never change. Like
mm.
if you are an emotional person, that's fine. Obviously take on board feedback. I'm not just talking to you now, I'm just any new
Yeah,
people in
yeah.
industry. You know how we speak to the Lamp Academy. The personalities are what make us. And I guess that brings us back to this podcast and what we're doing and trying to get them personalities out of people and stuff like that. But I did chuckle because sitting there going, what is the biggest, like, the toughest moments in DFL? I think
Mm.
one you and I both share as toughest moments are when we don't hit target sales
Wow, yeah,
months.
there is that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We've had a
yeah,
good
yeah,
few
yeah.
months
We have.
recently, but I
Yeah,
think, again, I
yeah.
think industry can resonate that whilst you can have the fun and you're developing business, we're doing crazy podcasts and stuff like this.
Mm.
Business needs, sales numbers, product delivered and stuff like that. And there's always a serious side to it. But I think, yeah, like it's how you pick yourself up from their moments and go again. Like it's hard, but I think
Mm.
you will see as we've gone through the business with DFL and where we're at and stuff, that nothing's ever the same. Where we have a bad month, we can pull levers and change things and good months come. As
Yeah,
long as you stick to your principles, we've got our visions and
mm.
qualities, a massive one with that.
Yeah,
When you hit that right, distance is key. So I guess the flip side of that and the trick for us is that if this is value to our audience of one at the minute or
yeah,
whoever's subscribed,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that we keep the consistency because I do
Yeah.
hope this is something that can add value to it.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. And if I may just ask a question back
Oh,
to you.
God.
So,
So does that
yeah,
make me the second guest? I know.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, we'll work it
we'll
out.
work that out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So obviously, you've transitioned from being sort of a project engineer,
yeah.
worked right through sort of the project management side, and are now one of the owners of the business. What does that look like for you, sort of as an owner for the business, and how have you sort of changed yourself over time to kind of change from that role of being involved in the projects to now be effectively ensuring that the company's able to pay everybody tomorrow?
Yeah, God, that is a massive question. And again, I reckon I could do a good hour on that. But I think in terms of the journey, a couple of the key takeaways I would take from it is that know what you're good at
Mm,
and know what you might not be as great at. And the reason I say that, I will remember from my days when I worked at a large multidisciplinary consultancy, we had massive PDR processes. And one of my mentors there said to me, he said, "You're a good engineer, Richard, but you're also really good at communicating with people and talking to people." And he said, that's hard to find in engineers.
yeah,
Like great engineers often, I don't mean to be harsh to engineers, but struggle to communicate or articulate in the, with their clients and stuff like that. And that's part of why I want this podcast because all engineers are great. It's about understanding. It's about working out how you interact with different people in different ways to get the best outcomes from them. So I was from an early age, like in my career, it was pointed out to me that I'm good, at articulating and communicating with clients and, bringing people on board in terms of what we're trying to achieve. And then I guess I joined DFL and I was on the technical side as an engineer and I
mm,
was given a client, Bouygues Energies and Services back then that are now Aquans. I developed business with them and I'm fuming. I'd like to think Alistair and Ian were then there, saw how much I was developing that side of the business off the back of what they'd done with the PFI work. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And obviously, Andy to the side is our MD, and I work closely with him. You know, it's me and him that run the business a lot, a day to day. And he really knows how to look after the technical side of the business. And I'd say this a bit lighthearted, but I think the team went, you know what? Let's push Rich out the door. He can go sales, marketing,
Yeah,
BD.
yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I've probably been doing this role 7 years from the sales BD perspective, and now I'm learning marketing elements of it, but I'm no expert. But it's about learning as you go. There's a lot for academic learning, which we do need, but also, again, to the next generation, I'd say, suck in, just
Mm.
give it a go. That's what I did. You know, it might be another episode. I left college after my first year. I didn't complete college, got an apprenticeship, and that was my route through, you know, and
Mm.
that was,
Yeah.
you know, that had loads of different directions that it went in. But the biggest value I got from learning as I went, I wasn't a written learner, you know, an
Mm.
academic learner. I learned from experience, stuff like that. And to summarize that, I always chuckle because I bring it back to this point when you say, "Oh, how do you feel about like having to pay the wages next week, this, that, the other?" It doesn't matter whether you're talking to me, you're talking to the CEO of Red Row Home or the
Mm.
Prime Minister.
Mm.
They are all pretty much just, I don't want to say crisis management,
Mm.
but they're dealing with what's in front of them. They're
Yeah.
learning on the go.
Yeah.
They're seeing what the issue is of today and how they can fix that for tomorrow. And it comes back to kind of our slogan that we work with in DFL, in so much as it's solutions to problems.
Mm.
Like, one of the biggest things I struggle with, and you know I talk about this a lot in business and when we're talking with clients, if a client comes to us and says, "This is my problem," we need to turn around and go, "Here is an option or a solution."
Mm.
It's no good if we come back and say, "We've seen your problem and we see this, 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 and this risk, and we could do this, but we think this, but we're not sure." They've still got that pain on their plate. So one of the guiding things for me when we're going through and what any problem that's put in front of me, like the podcast or anything, it's what is the solution? The problem. The problem here, I think, is that we're not vocal enough within our industry and externally in the industry. Solution is, let's put two mics in front of us, kick off a podcast, see where it goes. So I guess that's it, really. I know that goes everywhere,
No,
but
that's great. No, it's really nice to hear that insight from you, Richard.
I think we wrap it up there.
I think
I
so,
don't
yeah.
know where this is going to go,
No idea.
what's going to happen. Please give us feedback. Think technical people tell me that you can get it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You'll see snippets on LinkedIn. We'll put it on the Spotify platforms and stuff like that, so you can listen to it. My thought is people
Yeah.
will listen to it on the car to and from appointments, maybe lunch breaks and stuff like that. But this is something, and it's exactly what it says. It's built by people. You are them people. If there's things that people want to see or hear on this, just drop a comment, like, you know, that cliche thing. I've got to click on the subscribe button below or whatever
Yeah.
it is. But all
Yeah.
of that stuff, like, it requires interaction. If you think you want to be a guest on the show, give us a shout.
Yeah.
A couple of people that we've got lined up already that we think added real value to the industry and should be good fun on sofas, the chairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to tidy it up a little bit. I don't dispute that. But like I say, with anything, we could wait for perfection and go nowhere, or we can make progress and crack on. So I guess that is the end
Love
of
it.
episode 1.
Let's go and prepare some cue cards.
Good work, buddy. Thanks for listening. As we've mentioned, we're keen for this to become a podcast for the whole industry. So please, feedback is welcome. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more.